Yakuza Kiwami 3. It is finally upon us. I feel like it was only a matter of time before RGG remade what is now the oldest mainline title in the series without a remake, and in my opinion, it looks interesting. First off, watching that initial reveal trailer for the first time felt surreal, like a fever dream you wake up from drenched in sweat, but instead of being a delusion, it's actually real, and only 5 months away from release somehow. Everything RGG has shown off both during the summit and from the many gameplay demos after at Tokyo Game Show have solidified my belief that Kiwami 3 will be more of what we're familiar with from modern Like a Dragon. And that includes all of the recent improvements and mechanics from newer titles that'll make Kiwami 3 that much more worthwhile, especially because this remake comes packaged with the completely new prequel campaign of Dark Ties, in which you play as Mine, the main antagonist of Yakuza 3. Starting with the thing this series revolves around, the combat in Kiwami 3 looks very similar to their most recent non-turn-based titles, Gaiden and Pirate Yakuza. Kiryu is given two styles in Kiwami 3 to obliterate his random Yakuza aggressors, those being the Dragon of Dojima Kiwami style and the Ryukyu style. Dragon of Dojima is a return to form from his moveset in the original games, with what appears to be even more moves added within it, which I absolutely love to see. I've always preferred that moveset over his typical Dragon Engine one, so to see it added back is just beautiful. Alongside that is the Ryukyu style, which is explained as an Okinawan martial arts based moveset. This one is based around 8 different weapons that can be chained together in between combos, and immediately reminded me of Shinada from Yakuza 5, who we will never see again. As I mentioned before though, the side campaign of Dark Ties allows us to play as the fan favorite English pro and Daigo meat rider, Mine, and his moveset looks genuinely amazing. His style is based around boxing, but also has these flashy flips and back handsprings that look insanely fun to mess around with. He also has a leg step move where he's able to hop off of enemies, similar to Yagami's leapfrog in the Judgment games. That is just the cherry on top of it all. Both characters have what seem to be new versions of Extreme Heat Mode, with Kiryu's new Dragon Boost and Mine's Dark Awakening. Both modes empower your moveset and give you access to even stronger and more devastating moves that look just as satisfying as they are stylish. Love to see it. Moving on from combat, RGG's remakes tend to stay very close to their originals when it comes to the narrative, so I fully anticipate this game's story to follow that same trend. However, RGG has also stated that for Kiwami 3, there will be adjusted cutscenes and slight changes to the storytelling to make the story that much more cohesive and enjoyable, which I think can make this experience so much better. They also detailed that most sub-stories from the original have been remade or redone to refine them, as well as replacing some of the weaker ones that have been cut for entirely new content. All in all, I see all of these as pluses for the remake. Dark Ties also looks to be a very interesting addition to the game's package, as RGG explains it as seeing a whole new perspective to Mine as a character, as well as the implications for his choices in the main story. As a big fan of the character, I couldn't be happier with the choice to further flesh out Mine and let fans actually play as him for the very first time. It's especially great though, considering the fact that this comes free with the main game, and I'm never one to complain about pro-consumer choices in this industry. Thanks RGG. That being said though, players of the original Yakuza 3 have probably already noticed the elephant in the room if they've seen gameplay of this new rendition. By that I mean the appearances of Rikiya, Hamazaki, and Nakahara looking
Who the fuck is
different.
this?
These are clearly completely new designs of these characters from the original game, and because RGG likes to use actors' real-life likenesses for their voiced characters in games, Rikiya no longer looks like a goofball and instead looks like this popular Japanese actor. Now, I would have preferred these characters' looks to stay the same, but as of right now, it's not the end of the world for me personally. I just hope that these new actors deliver a performance that is just as charming and well done as their originals, if not even better. Although, for Rikiya's case, it makes a bit more sense considering the fact that the same actor plays Yuta in Yakuza 6, so a recast is probably for the best. All that matters to me is that King Yap Tamiya is untouched, and we can now get the glorious drawn-out exposition dump that I constantly bring up in videos in the Dragon Engine. Great. Outside of that, just like in Yakuza 3, Kiwami will have both Kamurocho and Okinawa as playable areas. Kiryu will be allowed to roam through both as the story unfolds, meanwhile Mine's prequel campaign is restricted solely to Kamurocho. In terms of side activities, there will be new karaoke songs as usual, as well as what looks to be a new coliseum for Mine. Kiryu's orphanage, Morning Glory, will have expanded content and new minigames and activities to engage in that further build him up as a father and caretaker for his adopted kids. These include sub-stories, cooking, fishing, farming, and bug catching. Kiryu also has a new biker gang mode where you build and lead a gang to battle other bikers that looks exactly like every other variation we see in these games of this, and there you go. Bowling is back though, finally, after this many years of the Dragon Engine, so I'm actually excited for that. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, or if you saw my tier list video, then you're probably aware of the gripes I have with the original Yakuza 3. Amidst my issues though, I am still super excited to see how this game turns out. With the brand new engine, combat system, and the many new additions to the formula we've seen since the original came out, I'm eagerly anticipating to see how this new one compares to the old. The main gripes I and many others had with the original were the frustrating combat, which saw near constant blocking from enemies, along with the minimal damage Kiryu did to said enemies once he got past the block, and also the long over-explained cutscenes and drawn-out political plot. Even with these problems though, there was a lot of inherent charm within that game. Seeing a completely new side to Kiryu as a father at Morning Glory, as well as experiencing the new setting of Okinawa along with the Ryudo family, made the overall experience enjoyable, even amidst my issues with other aspects of the game. Yakuza 3 was not an all-bad experience by any means, but I think there was definitely a lot to improve upon that RGG seems to be capitalizing on with this new remake. And the series hasn't seen a remake since Kiwami 2 back in 2017, so it's not surprising at all that this old game is finally getting a fresh coat of paint, along with all of RGG's modern formula and improvements. That being an evolved and expanded combat system, multiple movesets, the segue, new minigames, and the ability to make custom outfits whenever you want that seems to be a mainstay in the franchise. All in all, I'm very excited to get hands-on with Yakuza Kiwami 3, and I hope it delivers on its promise to enhance the original experience without losing any of its charm. Guess we'll have to wait until February next year to see just how well that promise lives up to expectations though. Anyways, thank you for watching all the way through, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me yap about Yakuza Kiwami 3. Even though it got leaked like a week before the RGG Summit went live, it was still crazy to see that announcement come out, and I'm sure we'll see even more of the game in the coming months before its release. That's all for me now though. Enjoy the rest of your day and or evening, and bye for now.